What's up, everybody? Cole from Geek Life Gaming, and we're back with another deck profile. This is updated Volcanicus, and the deck is better this time. As some of you may have seen, we had a test game with Volcanicus, and it did not go well at all. First mistake that I did learn, I will get to in a minute. We will go ahead and give a quick breakdown of the 3 Dinobots that I am actually using, because the other 3 are only there for Grimlock's ability and to combine into Volcanicus. So we have Grimlock, Powerful Commander, 4-13-0, 4-13-1, and when he's in bot mode, when he attacks, you choose a Dinobot you own from outside the game and put it into your KO area in alt mode, fully damaged. Next up we have Dinobot Sludge, Dino Demolitions, 3-12-2, 3-12-2, and when it attacks and you have fewer cards in hand than your opponent, you draw 2 cards. And then we have Dinobot Sludge, Mighty Stomper, the original Sludge. When 4-12-1, when you flip to this mode, move any number of damage counters from other Dinobots to this one. And then in his bot mode, 5-12-2, when one of your Dinobots attacks, repair 1 damage from it. So those are the characters that we run in the lineup. It comes out to 25 exactly, yes, 25 stars exactly. And it works a lot better. I can say it does in fact work a lot better. I ran test games tonight, however we did not record them, but I have already run test games with the updated deck, and it works a lot better. It goes into Volcanicus. In the 2 games that I played against 2 different decks, I won both of them. So we will go ahead and cover the battle deck. Oh, and one of the games was against Superion, so I did get my revenge. And I did come back and beat Superion. And then the other deck I beat is, I beat Xavier Superion, and then I also beat Xavier's RC Hit Squad or Assassin Squad. I can't quite remember what he called it, but I did beat both of those, which are 2 incredibly good decks in their own right. We still have the 3 of Dinobot Enigma. If you have Volcanicus, he gets bold 2 until end of turn, and then combine. If you don't have Volcanicus, combine 5 bot mode Dinobots into Volcanicus. Still running 3 of the Chomp for the bold 5. Still running 3 of Electrified Spikes for the defense, and we get that ability. We get the ability of the Electrified Spikes off quite often, and that one is when the upgraded character defends and flips at least 2 orange, do 1 damage to the attacker. Jaws of Steel for that bold 2, and that's at 3. Still running 3 Matrix for the +1 power to the to Grimlock in this, or well, we want to put it on Grimlock, so it's +1 power to Grimlock when it's equipped to him, and then +1 power and Pierce 1 to every other character as long as it is equipped to Grimlock. Standard 3 of Force Field. 2 Improvised Shield. The tough one actually now does come in handy, as you will see in a minute. Still running that 3 of Grenade Launcher. And then for some new additions, we are running 3 Inverted. This is a card that I like to see in the early game, and then I will gladly get rid of it in the late game. This helps us last to get Volcanicus into Volcanicus. White and green, and then when the upgraded character is battling, each orange you flip becomes blue, and each blue you flip becomes orange. So while we're not getting as much damage with Grimlock or with either of the sludges in the early game, because when attacking, the orange pips become blue, When we are defending, we are taking next to no damage unless they have a high pierce value. This is the biggest enabler if you want to play a Volcanicus deck and actually make Volcanicus. I'm sure this will come into play when we finally get a recorded test game if all goes well, but hopefully in that game you can see that the deck is very improved upon what it was. Another new addition of an old card, we are running 3 of Handheld Blaster, 1 for the bold one, but mostly for the double blue pip. So that way if we do not have inverted, but we are defending and we see the Handheld Blaster, we're getting our defensive values up on our characters, which is very important for this deck. Next up, we have bumped up to 3 I Still Function because I finally got a 3rd copy, and I need to be running this in this deck in case Grimlock gets knocked out. If Grimlock gets knocked out when I only have 1 Dinobot to get into the KO area left, I can bring back Grimlock, attack with him, get that Dinobot into the KO area. That works beautifully. Or if I go into Volcanicus and the original sludge is dead, I Still Function him back, transform him to alt mode, refresh Volcanicus with full health. So I Still Function is at 3. 3 Leap into Battle still because we like to swing big. 3 Ready for Actions because sometimes we need to stack that grave or that KO area as fast as possible. And this really helps because the one thing that I did learn is my mistake in the test game was swinging with Grimlock first. If I do not have a Ready for Action in my opening hand, I do not want to swing with Grimlock first because he will take a lot of damage within the next couple of turns. That was the first big mistake I learned when playing the deck. You don't immediately want to start putting Dinobots in the KO area unless you have a solid way to protect Grimlock. And in this case, the best way to protect Grimlock with this deck is Ready for Action because you can attack with him. He'll take a few damage on your opponent's turn, and then you can untap him and then start swinging with your other characters. Ready for Action is one of the good enablers in the deck, and it's what will help you get Dinobots into the KO area at the early game if you have it. If you do not have Ready for Action in the opening hand, you want to hold back on Grimlock for a turn or two so he's not taking a lot of damage. We got 2 Repair Bay to repair damage from our characters because we like to do that. And then finally, we have 2 Incoming Transmission. Now, as you can see, we did add a bit of blue and we did cut down a bit of orange. The one card that I am still considering putting in the deck is Brainstorm. Brainstorm might become necessary once we get a few more test games in. If it calls for Brainstorm, we will Brainstorm. The big thing that Brainstorm would be allowed to do, or would enable in this deck, is for you to, if you can make Volcanicus and bring back the original Sludge if he is knocked out on the same turn, then you can do that and you can refresh Volcanicus the turn he hits. That is very, very amazing. However, I have not, in the 2 test games I played earlier, I did not need to be able to do both of those in the same turn because Volcanicus hit the field with enough health to survive through 1 turn to where I can then either bring back Sludge if he's not on the field or transform Sludge if he is still on the field and knock him out to refresh Volcanicus. So that is the updated deck. Like I said, we will get some recorded test games with Volcanicus, with the new battle deck for Volcanicus, so that way you can see how how this version of the battle deck works. And like I had stated, I did win both of the test games that I did play today against Superion and against RC's Assassin Squad. So Volcanicus can work. You have to think outside the box, and you have to break what Dinobots want to do a bit, but Volcanicus is viable and he can work. Once again, this is Cole from Geek Life Gaming, and we'll see you next time.